Awkward Mafia.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to another episode of Awkward Mafia. Watch as Lost. I'm Jesse.
I'm Kristine.
Today we are watching Season 3, Episode 1,
Ooh.
A Tale of Two Cities,
Hmm.
which is a book.
It is.
Is that the one that starts with, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times? Or is that complete?
I have no idea.
I forget. Anyway, should we say what happened last time? Because it was 2 seasons. I guess we just say Jack, Kate, and Sawyer are kidnapped by the others.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond, Locke, and Echo were in an exploded hatch.
We don't know what happened to them.
And everyone else is okay. Hurley's on his way back to camp.
And Michael and Walt have left.
Sailed away.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't see them get rescued, but yeah.
Yeah. That's the big general.
Yeah.
I think we could jump right in, right?
Yeah. If you're starting out here, go watch at least the finale episodes of season 2, so you're not completely lost.
Only question is, any guesses as to at least whose episode this is?
Ooh, Tale of Two Cities. I mean, that could literally be anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
All right, that's
I have
fine.
no idea.
Let's jump in. But first, you at home, don't forget, this is not a market substitute. Be sure to support the official release on Hulu, and I think Amazon Prime pay for it extra, and DVDs and such. Thank you for watching. Like
and
comment, subscribe.
Yep.
I think I got a Patreon up at this point. Maybe. Check it out. If there is, there'll be a thing in the description. All right. Let's go. All right, who's this?
Indeed. Oh, this is Oh my god.
It's not Penny,
No.
which is what I thought.
No. It's not Penny. It's I think I've just seen her in other stuff. Maybe.
Oh yeah, she's in things.
Yeah.
Downtown. This is the first episode I saw live.
Ah.
I finally caught up to this point. And me and my mom were like, is that Penny? And then we looked up the line. A lot of people thought that. And that's because white ladies look the same. Especially when they're blonde.
I burnt my hand. And my muffins.
Still hasn't fixed your plumbing yet?
It's a work in progress.
Now I know why Ben isn't here.
Excuse me?
I know the host picks the book, but seriously, Julie, he wouldn't read this in the damn bathroom.
And this is my favorite book. So I am absolutely thrilled that you can't stand it. Silly of me for sinking so low as to select something that Ben wouldn't like. Here I am thinking that free will still actually exists on...
Whoa. It's Henry.
Goodwin.
See where the tail landed? You run, you can make that shore in an hour. Ethan, get up there to that fuselage. There may actually be survivors. Come up with an adequate story if they ask. Stay quiet if they don't. Listen, learn, don't get involved. I want lists in 3 days. Go.
Interesting.
So I guess I'm out of the book club.
Just in the middle of the jungle. So, is that what you expected the others?
I mean, I knew like they were like obviously pretending to be something, like so they either had to be like part of the Dharma Initiative or something.
Where'd my pencil go?
Oh, I see. Tale of Two Cities. Okay.
Oh. So he's stalking her now.
We don't know if he's stalking her. He just sees her. We don't know if that's an ongoing theme.
can't find my pencil, so I'm going to take notes on my phone.
It's a mirror. Or glass.
Oh, yeah.
What about Sawyer, man?
Yeah, who cares?
Right.
Why don't you just take a nice hot shower? Wake yourself up. Nice clean towels, shampoo, soap.
I'm not showering in front of you.
Kate, you're not my type.
And also, he's leaving. Oh. Why she got a needle mark?
They put Sawyer outside. Man, did him dirty. Literally. Oh, that was new. The Dharma thing.
Oh, a new logo?
I think so. Or
It's hard to type. Yeah, it's
like a squiggly thing.
yeah. It's hard to make notes on my phone and watch at the same time. I'll find it
Now another
later.
Pencil.
Oh, hey. Someone else.
Hey.
Warning. Warning.
I wouldn't do that. I want your advice. I'll ask for it. Son of a bitch! Told you.
Yep, that's Sawyer.
Stop that. I'm Juliet.
Juliet. Okay.
Oh, I know. She was in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, she was.
She was the Snow Queen.
Yeah. She's also on some sci-fi alien show with Sawyer.
Oh.
After this show ended.
Jack, I'm gonna say this as simply as I can.
What's his name?
Jack, stop.
I'm not gonna stop it. You can have everything. The cars, the house, I don't care. I just want to know.
You want me to come down? Come in here and get me down.
If you want to talk, I'm happy.
Tell me where my friends are!
I will. If you let go of the chain.
You think I'm stupid?
I don't think you're stupid, Jack. I think you're stubborn.
She's not wrong.
Hey! Where are my clothes?
They've never really met before, Kate and Henry, huh?
Not really, no.
Why did you bring me here?
I brought you here so you'd look out at the water and feel comforted. I gave you the dress so you'd feel like a lady. And I wanted you to eat your food with a real live fork and feel civilized. I did all those things so that you'd have something nice to hold on to.
And she dropped her cell phone, and I don't even know her last name, but your number was in her phone. So I was just wondering.
What's this? Why are you dialing all the numbers on Sarah's cell phone?
Because one of them is him.
You gotta stop this, Jack.
I want to know what it is about him.
Oh.
Why is Sarah calling you, Dad?
I think it's time that you let this go.
Why is she calling?
Because she was afraid.
Dad, for you.
I want to know exactly why the hell she was calling.
You could see that you were slipping. You were losing your grip.
My grip is not the problem.
Which is exactly what's happening here. Jack, come.
I think I know a little something about being obsessive.
No. Being a drunk is not obsessive.
I mean, a little bit. Yeah, Jack, like, what is that gonna do to you? Like,
Let it go, Jack.
what is that gonna do for you? What are you gonna do, kill him? Like, when you know? Like, what is knowing gonna do you?
Yeah. But yeah, he actually like called the phone company to get a list of the last calls she made in order to find the guy.
Yeah, that's a bit much. That's like grounds for a restraining order.
What?
Let it go, Jack.
That was his dad's voice.
I know you're hungry. I brought this for you. This is how it will work. You sit there, across from the door, back against the wall. I open the door and leave the tray.
I want you to tell the guy who's trying to talk to me through that intercom that he can give it up.
Maybe you do, Jack? What's your profession?
I'm a repo man. You know, when people don't pay their bills, I go in for the bank and I collect their possessions. I'm a people person, so I really love it.
You can trust me, Jack.
Even though I've given you no reason to trust me, you can trust me. I haven't answered any of your questions, but you can trust me.
Hey, how long would it take to get to your camp?
What, you talking to me now, Chachi?
Hey!
Run that way. Hey, hold on.
You run that way!
Go, go, go.
Nah, fam, this is a trap.
Say it. Say it, Carl.
Sorry.
Okay. Who's Carl?
That kid.
Yeah, there you go.
That's like saying, who's Julia? Her.
I just mean, like, what's his... He's locked
The
up?
drugs we gave you when we brought you here have a fairly serious side effect. Dehydration. And if you don't eat or drink something soon, you're going to start hallucinating.
So you're a doctor, huh?
No. I'm a repo woman.
What's he doing at a hotel?
Jack?
Give me your cell phone.
What?
I want to see it. Now.
You must be Jack. Why don't you grab a chair and join us? Your father has been sober 50 days now. We're very proud of that.
Wow, Dad. I wonder what helped you turn that corner. It was a new lady friend. You think maybe that's what
I will not let you talk to
I
me.
will not let you sleep with my wife.
What?
Jack, please, just let it go.
Damn, Jack. You really think that she's gonna sleep with the dad? Jesus.
Oh boy.
Which way out?
I'm not.
Open the door!
She's telling the truth, Jack.
I swear to God, I will kill her.
Have her open the door and she dies anyway. We all do.
Oh my god.
Ah, Jack. Why? Why do you do this?
Why should he believe him? Why should he believe anything they say?
I mean, that's true.
But I mean, yeah. Now you gotta work together to get the door closed.
Nice. Yeah. I don't think he would black out from just one punch, though.
She's another.
He's been hit with... He's been hit by, like, Sawyer.
And he gets knocked out, like, every time.
No, he doesn't.
Everyone gets knocked out with one punch.
So dumb.
It's Gilligan's Island rules.
Gotcha, doctor!
He hasn't had any food or water this whole time.
Scratched you up pretty bad, didn't they? I'll bring you some antiseptic later.
While you're at it, I could use a blow dry.
Hey, you got yourself a fish biscuit.
I figured out your complicated gizmos, that's how.
Only took the bears 2 hours.
How many of them were there?
He figured it out. He just couldn't physically.
Yeah.
I requested that cage, but what?
Nice catch.
This thing's for what? Sharks?
Dolphins, too.
Is this one of their stations, the Dharma Initiative?
You called it the Hydra. It doesn't matter who we were. It only matters who we are. We know exactly who you are, Jack Shepherd.
You don't know anything about me.
I know that you're a spinal surgeon. I know that you were married only once. I know your father died in Sydney. I know this because I have a copy of his autopsy report.
Mm.
This, Jack, is your life.
Do you know about my ex-wife?
What would you like to find out?
Is that him?
What difference does it make?
It just does.
It's not gonna change.
Look, I want to
anything.
know.
It doesn't matter who he is. It just matters who you're not. Jack, your father, when he called me, he was so drunk I could hardly understand him.
Broke his sobriety, Jack.
Is she happy?
Yes, Jack, she's very happy. Now, I'd like to bring you some food and water, but this time I need to know that you'll behave.
Good work, Julia.
Thank you, Ben.
Ah, his name's Ben.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think she said that in the beginning too.
She said what?
I think she said his name in the beginning too.
Yeah, but you didn't know she meant him.
Yeah.
They mentioned a Ben. And how he wasn't at book club. That was A Tale of Two Cities. What'd you think?
It's a lot to process, you know?
Yeah, true. I was on my phone a lot because I was typing notes because I lost my pencil. And I was hoping there wasn't a lot of mysteries this one, but there actually are more than I thought. Should we just go over the mysteries?
Sure.
The others' suburban houses. There's just a cul-de-sac
Yeah.
in the middle of the island. And that's what they live like.
What up with that?
Yeah, essentially. The needle marks on Kate's arm when she woke up.
It looked like they draw blood because that's usually.
That's what they did with Michael. So when they captured Michael,
Mm.
they took some blood. So it's safe to assume they took her blood too.
Yeah. Also, that's where they.
But I don't think they did that to Sawyer or Jack. They didn't have anything on their
Yeah.
arms. Just Kate. So, is Kate special? The new station, they say in here, it's the Hydra
Hydra.
station. What do you think its purpose was?
Well, they said it was an aquarium, so there's probably like, they probably used it for like studying aquatic animals.
Well, Jack's in an aquarium. Sawyer's in a bear cage.
Oh yeah.
Presumably polar bears.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's.
But she did say that the. Yeah, so I mean, at least the station that Jack is in might be called the Hydra. So, like, it was probably for studying aquatic animals, since they did do like zoology and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was part of the things they said. The intercom. Jack's father was on the other line saying, "Let it go, Jack," which is.
Could be.
Is that because he was hallucinating? Because dehydration? Or is there something else to that? And then finally, who is Carl?
That dude.
Yeah, that dude. But, large or,
Yeah.
why is he locked up? Why does he want to escape? Is he another? Is he from the tail section?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then adding the mystery, like, what happened to the other...
yeah. I'll write that. I'll type that down here, even though that's a older mystery. I'll add it in later. What'd you think overall this episode?
So many more questions, man. So many more questions.
Well, they start out with a pretty interesting flashback of Juliet and what she was doing when the plane crashed.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see it necessarily, but the guy under her house working on her pipes was Ethan.
Ah.
You see him kind of get out, but they're kind of blocking his face a little bit. You can see him move forward and back. It seems like Ben...
He's like the leader?
Yeah. He's not just any other. He's their leader. Which is probably why they went to great lengths to get him back. Instead of just killing him or letting him die. Yeah, so they got them all locked up. They're obviously trying to break Jack, making him trust them and all that. Why, you think? What's the goal here?
Because, like, we don't really know anything about them. Like, other than, like, she kind of alluded to, like, they were part of the Dharma Initiative, maybe. But,
Yeah.
and then she's like, but it doesn't matter. Like, it matters who we are now. It's like, so maybe they were, like, scientists for the Dharma Initiative or something. We have no idea. Like, why are they acting? Yeah, like, why are they pretending to be people? Like, why are they...
Yeah, that was on Ben's orders. Good one.
Yeah, and then, like, Ethan. How do they know, like, people are gonna get there? Like, why did they do that? Like, yeah, we don't know anything.
I know. They just saw the plane crash because there might be survivors. I want you to out doing this and that. We don't know why, but we do know that they did. She had a dossier on Jack. Just copies of where he graduated, death certificate for his father, info on his ex-wife, friends, family, his entire life in this big old dossier.
Such a fancy word.
Well, it's what it's called. And also, I've been reading League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and the third book is literally called The Black Dossier. So they say it a lot in there. But anyway, yeah. What do you make of that? One.
How did they get it? Yeah.
How do they get it? But two, is that how they know
so much about everyone?
Yeah.
I mean, I would.
They knew Sawyer's real name.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume so. If they know everything about Jack, they have it on, like, everyone else. And, like, that would make sense then how they can make these lists.
Yeah. Because what...
How they know who everyone is.
Goodwin said he killed that one guy, Nathan, I think his name was. The Canadian guy who kept going to the bathroom. Who they thought was another. He killed him, so they think he just escaped. And when they asked, well, why or all that, he says, I killed him because he wasn't a good person. And I was able to kill him. And like, how do you know who's a good person? Presumably dossiers. The data collected on everybody.
Yeah.
But how? When?
Yeah, because if they didn't know who they were when the plane crashed, like, yeah, and that's interesting that, like, because the tailies, when they were doing their thing, they said they were, like, a couple days in or something, or, like, 3. It wasn't even,
the first night.
Yeah.
They took 3 people.
So it was,
and then,
like,
9 days later, they took more.
Yeah, so it's like that first night.
Goodwin said, though, that first night, it was probably them just picking off the biggest and strongest. To make it easier for later on come back. So maybe it took them 9 days to get...
Like, background info?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Because that's when they tried to take Mr. Echo.
Yeah.
And he's big.
Nope.
They couldn't take him. That's how big of a threat he was. So yeah, we didn't really see what happened to everyone else. This is mainly a Jack, Kate, Sawyer focus, with the flashback being Jack's divorce proceedings with his wife, and him losing it.
Became obsessive and even accused his dad of frigging sleeping with his wife.
Yeah. Well, they have alluded that his dad cheats in previous episodes. He's not very faithful to his wife, and his wife knows it, but makes peace
Jack
with it.
doesn't know that.
No, he's the one who brings it up, I think, in the first season to his mom. And she's like, whatever. Go to Australia, bring him back. He just assumes he's with some lady, which he kind of was, Ana Lucia, but I don't think they slept together.
No, you didn't.
And it was to find an illegitimate child. Yeah. So we know his father's not faithful, so it's not crazy for him to think his dad's cheating, but to think that it's with his wife.
Yeah.
Because, well, so here's what I think everyone went wrong. Jack said, "Why is she calling you?" And his first statement was, "Let it go. Don't ask me about that." Why not? Why can't you just say she was worried about you, so she reached out to me?
That's true. Yeah.
Why you gotta withhold that information? Just right at the bat, say. Now, I'm sure Jack still would have freaked out and probably still would have tackled him in the middle of an AA meeting. But
yeah, that was the point where I was like, "Yo, your dad's in an AA meeting and you're gonna act like this? Like he's trying to get help, and you're gonna kind of treat him like that."
Like, he got a suspicious call. He's going to a hotel. All right, like, look around. Oh, it's an AA meeting.
Right? Like he's like, "Did you know what he did when he was so drunk?" It's like, yeah, that's why I'm here, bro. Like, what the hell you mean? Like
50 days sober.
Yeah.
And not a day more. Because then you got real drunk after that, and eventually does surgery while drunk, and then Jack, tells the truth, and then he goes to Australia and drinks himself to death. So that kind of brings even more context, because first it's like, Jack did something to his father to make him leave, and then you find out what it was. Like, oh, well, Jack did the right thing. But then you find out he was 50 days sober before all this, and Jack's the reason he started drinking again. So it's like, but then it's also like, well, your son tackles you at one AA meeting, and you start drinking again.
Well, I mean, it was a lot.
It was sure. But, I mean, his dad was not willing to give his son answers, and he was just so, like, I'm your father. Why can't you just blindly trust what I'm telling you, even though I lie to you all the time?
Yeah, I think they're obviously, like, they both have responsibility for what happened. Like, obviously, you can't, like, just... It's not all Jack's fault that his dad started to drink again. Like, yeah, you're 50 days sober. Like, even though it's hard, like, yes, that is still...
And it's not Jack's fault that his dad's so untrustworthy.
I mean, yeah, that too.
But it is Jack's fault that he took it as far as he did.
Yeah, Jack was definitely obsessive and didn't really see his dad's, like, concern for him.
Mm. So, or even his ex-wife's concern.
Or, yeah. He was so funny, like, who is he? It's like, yeah, what is that going to do for you? Like,
he just needs to know. Like, I don't think he was going to attack the guy, because the guy was right over there. You could have charged him.
Well, that's the thing, but she doesn't know that. Also, like,
sure.
Because if you're getting that obsessive to the point where it's like you're calling the phone company and like getting your wife's phone number, like their phone number.
Because it's probably still a joint account because divorce is still happening.
And so it's like you have no idea what kind of like what that person could do if they're already taking it so far like that. So she could have been, concerned for the safety of that person. I would be if like an ex was doing that. Yeah, I would definitely be concerned for my new partner's safety.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea. Like,
but
they could just be saying shit where like, oh no, I'm not going to do anything. I just want to know. It's like, that's what they all say though. Like,
yeah, no, you're totally right. But given the actual opportunity to find out his name, Jack doesn't do that. He just wants to know she's happy.
He finally let it go.
Yes.
Good for him.
The whole episode was about trying to get Jack to let go. Mm. Stop fighting. Stop being stubborn and stupid. Just accept what is and let it go. And it took starvation, dehydration, almost drowning, and being knocked unconscious for him to finally just, fine. You know what? I don't need to know his name. I just need to know she's happy. And I will put my back against the wall so you can give me food and water. Meanwhile, Kate got a shower and a dress.
And some food.
Which I don't think she ate.
Yeah. From the looks of it, she didn't eat it.
And then she got locked up in Carl's cage.
Yeah.
And Sawyer, they were giving Kate breakfast. They were trying to get Jack to eat and drink. And Sawyer, figure out the machine and you'll have food and water. Like, no one cared.
I know.
He went just as long. I mean, he went not as long as Jack, because Jack was stubborn, but he went just as long as Jack for a while, without food or water.
Oh man, I know they changed Sawyer like complete shit. I mean,
he's just like fish biscuit, water. Oh, he dove at that water.
I mean, water's more important.
Yes,
So,
but just to illustrate that he is also dehydrated from all this whole time, and no one's giving him anything at this point.
Yeah.
You know, which I find.
Also, he got shocked like twice.
Yes.
So
he got tased by Juliet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those cages were for the polar bears. They were doing some kind of experiment with them.
That's not confirmed though.
It's confirmed. The polar bears were brought by Dharma. How many times I gotta explain? You know what? I'm gonna bring this up now because it is a pet peeve of mine. When people say, still to this day, Lost never answers questions, they don't solve the mysteries. Like, where did the polar bears come from? They never answer that. They've answered that question twice now. They showed at the Dharma Initiative were doing experiments on polar bears in season 2, and they just said that the cages are for the bears. What other bears are there on the island?
There could be any other bears.
In a tropical island.
No, I mean, like, it could have been any bear because they were doing experiments on, like, animals in general.
Yes, and the only animals we've seen Dharma do experiments on is polar bears. Because it was in the orientation video.
Yeah. It's fine.
And guess what?
I'm just giving you shit.
I know. They're going to answer this question more times. And people still say they never answered where the polar bears came from.
They did say the polar bear thing in the second season.
Yeah.
I'm just giving him shit.
Yeah.
Where did the bears come from? But then, like, they never answered the bear.
Freaking Dharma.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why, yeah.
Because, yeah, I guess that'd be kind of like, where did the aquarium come from?
I know.
They did experiments on.
I mean,
on marine biology.
I forget, like, a bunch of when Lost ended, all these magazines and websites had like the top 100 questions Lost doesn't answer. Literally everything is answered. Oh. And polar bear, yeah, is usually near the top. But a lot of questions are stupid. I'm not going to say them now because some of them hasn't happened yet. But it's like the answer is obvious. They don't just say Dharma brought the polar. They never once say Dharma shipped the polar bears to the island to experiment on. But they do infer that literally every season after the second one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all have something in it that says
they like refer to the bears.
Yeah, and that Dharma had something to do with them being here.
Yeah, when he was just like, oh yeah, those cages were. Oh, the bear figured it out in like 2 hours.
How many were there? Because yeah, that's not fair. Sawyer clearly figured it out before he got it to work, but he can't. He had to get a rock. Yeah, he's one guy.
Bears are like hella tall and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And if there are 2 of them, they could.
Yeah, that's why he was like, how many bears were there? There's one of me, and I'm not as tall, not as heavy. I can't just step on this thing. Like, but yeah, like, it's interesting. Yeah. Like, also, like, something, like, I thought about, like, when Juliet was, like, inferring kind of that they were part of the Dharma Initiative, but I just realized, like, they had to be pretty young then because it was wasn't it in, like, the 80s or 70s when they did it? The Dharma Initiative?
They did have a year, I think, at the bottom of the orientation video near the end. I believe it was 70s something or 80s something, but the technology is from the 70s. So
yeah,
we don't know when the Dharma Initiative started, but we know that the Swan Hatch was around late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, so if they were like all part of that initiative, like, damn, they were like probably. I mean, because that's like what? And it's 2004?
Yeah.
Because it's current?
Yeah.
So like, or 2005, I guess now.
I think, well, the season came out 2006.
Oh, really?
But it's still 2004.
Oh, okay. So like, that's like, yeah, like 30 years?
Yeah, about 30 years.
So they had to have been like, because they don't look like they look like maybe like early 40s or something, or like late 30s.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, what? How could they have been from the Dharma Initiative if they were not born yet? Or they were like 10 years old, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe someone killed all the adults and the kids took over? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Jack, wait. Why did you ask that question? Because if they were part of the Dharma Initiative, like, how would they be that old? They would be older. They'd be like in their 70s. Well, like if they started, like if they were the original people, they would have had, that's like 30 years. So like, yeah, they would be like.
Well, they're in a Dharma station. They clearly are not savages living off the land. It's a fair assumption. Like, are you guys Dharma?
Like current Dharma, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And she didn't say no, but she also didn't say yes. She was just like, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. That was a long time ago. It doesn't matter what we were. All that matters is what we are. So,
whatever that means.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know what any of that means. Is there anything else to say?
No, we just gotta move on to the next one to get more questions.
Yep.
More mysteries, you know?
Because we didn't really get any answers this episode.
No, we didn't. We didn't get
Well, we got an idea of what the others look like.
Yeah.
Like, as a group. But that's not really an answer.
Yeah.
Because we still don't know who they are.
Yeah. We don't know anything about them still.
We just know that they're not living in tents and you know, all that stuff was pretend.
Yeah. Well, we already knew that.
We knew that, but we didn't know what that meant.
Yeah. But we still don't know.
I guess we don't, but we do know that they live in houses, and that's something.
Okay.
And we know that Henry's real name is Ben.
Yeah.
And that he was not invited to book club. So clearly, Juliet and him have some kind of beef because she was the host and she didn't invite him. All right. Well, join us next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.